I don't know. Colby told me about it. Called me from there, said you guys were all done.
If we saw in the first round with Kucherov, never see it again. Your team's ability to kind of zero in on start players and kind of slow them down to 5-on-5. I know you said that eventually they always get their offense, but it seems like you guys have really done a good job of tackling stuff.
We don't identify that. There's no spotlight in how we prep on the team. So our penalty kill's been good. I think in the playoffs, so much of the players' production comes on special teams. It's just 5-on-5 is such a grind. Penalty kill's been good. But at the end of the day, you're either, for the most part, you're getting the Bennett line or the Barkov line against theirs. The same with Kucherov, but they're saying the same thing on Verhaeghe. So it's all, I don't know. We don't say if we shut this guy down, we have a better chance to win. Everybody understands who the elite players are. They're in most of the video because they're in most of the situations. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5.
Well, I just watching you guys a lot the last few years. Seems like a guy that he's got the.
Yeah.
Know that he's this
No, it didn't. You have to be on the ice with them, and to fully appreciate it. It's almost like you said, like you have to be here, right? And you have to watch every game. And sometimes you need to be in the building to do it because of the way the cameras change. The long stack of right decisions he makes every time with no. So we would always say that he's a guy who doesn't cheat the game. But what does that mean? He's not going to cheat the risk profile on the play that's in front of him to increase his chances of getting a point. Right? Like even when we're down one, he's not cheating the game. He just continually does the right thing. And you would say, and I don't mean you, I mean especially a person might say, well, why doesn't everybody do the right thing? Well, the ability to process the right thing at such a high level. I had said the other guy, Matthew Tkachuk is an interesting guy in the way he thinks the game because I like asking him questions because he'll tell me something just about how he views it, about what he was seeing. Because it's a little bit. Rhino, you can go and ask him, and he's going to tell you exactly what happened in the game. The only other guy ever like that for me, way out of the ordinary. And I'm not saying that coaches are above players. I'm not. We view the game differently than players do, right? And when you get a player that views the game in that kind of coaches, GMs, they have an additional screen, additional camera angle on the play, and that they can articulate it from a player's point of view and a coach's point of view. It's been incredibly valuable to me. John, if there's something in our game I don't like, I go ask him. On it. Yes, 100%. Highly unusual. Because so there's a great, so this is all words for me, the fun words. Great players anticipate, good players cheat. They do the exact same thing. The great players just write more often on where this might go. And the guys who are in that kind of 18 to 22 goal range, they were cheating for that one. His ability to figure out the highest percentage right play next is very high.
It's always weird to me. You got 50, whatever it is, passes on the penalty kill. I mean, every penalty kill you've got.
Yes.
You just don't see that.
Yeah, I know his shooting percentage was very high, so the regression to the mean concept. But I saw him get the exact same shots the year prior, and it just didn't kind of go. And I don't think that was necessarily a shots different or anything. And sometimes it's the guy you're playing with. Like Barkov has been very good this year, different in the style of play, almost his speed. We'll see. Hopefully, everybody realizes what a pain in the ass Reinhardt is, and we sign him next year. It'd be interesting to see because it's just happened so many times this year that he scored a goal, and you thought, saw that last year, it just didn't go for him. Like that exact play happened, and it didn't go for him. And this year it does, so he's capable. Oh, it's getting worse. Yeah, I saw that too.
What do you expect of the night from Boston, obviously, playing for their season?
Yeah, I think the same as we had seen from all teams. They have this what's their advantage and ours? So their advantage is the desperation, the finality of it. It clears your mind and lets you come to the rink with a really strong singular focus. So your job is to push them past the desperation kind of advantage and into where everything will become a disadvantage, where you start forcing plays and things like that. And then we have this kind of desire advantage, right? Where you're excited about the opportunity to move on to the next round. It's huge. So if we can stay in that it drives us, but we can't get past that threshold. And we saw that. We've lived through it. It's happened probably 3 times with this core, where you're looking to make a killer play. The puck drops, you get it on your stick, and you try to go coast to coast. That's the mentality of the things that we have to stay out of it. You want it so bad, you start doing things that are almost going to guarantee that you don't get it. So we each have a driver, an energy source coming to the rink, and then we have the governor on that we want to be real careful with.
How important is a guy like Nico? It seems like he's been having a lot of fun with the physicality.
Well, he would be able to. Playoffs is such a different game for almost everybody. And then there's a handful of guys in your locker room that it's almost no different. Like if you watch Nico's game all year, it's no different. Like the physicality was there, which is part of the reason why we loved him so much, is that in February or November, when there's no physicality game, then here comes Nico and he's closing the gap and he's finishing his check and you love him. Then you get into the playoffs and everybody's doing it. So maybe you don't notice his game as much, except you're just, right in the briar patch with him. He loves it. It's what he's great at. So he's been fantastic for us. Mm-hmm. It was all the beard. I don't think Nico's beard's going to catch us anytime soon. I do. It was exactly for the reason that Colby said. He's having fun doing this. When it's physical, intense, and edgy, he still comes to bench. He's either yelling something and finish, which nobody's really sure, except the other Finnish guys are laughing. So there's something good there. Encouraging somebody or barking, but he's coming back with some juice and some energy, and he's just a really fun guy to have on your team.
Well, what did you, regardless of the reason like that, and referees, it does seem kind of, you always have to ask you guys.
It's a fair and reasonable question. I'm more than happy to answer it in July. It's more of a bigger concept about the game. I think it's important for me to separate all of this stuff that's out here. We can do them all in July. And the Florida Panthers just stay right here. Fair question.
You guys done a good job of processing.
I think so far. We've been an exceptionally disciplined team on the ice. There's a difference with this group and last year's group. It's almost a 180 in handling what we do, and it started in training camp, focused by the group. So that's my way of getting the answer to, it's been an unusually focused group. Like it's almost, it took me a while to figure that out. I joked around a lot with the team last year, told a lot of semi-offside jokes. Beard would laugh. It was part of that culture of who we were. So I either got way less funny this year, or these guys are more serious. I think I've lost any of my. These guys are a more serious group. It's a more focused group. So I haven't really had to do much with it. I just kind of watched them do it themselves. Yeah, and even mentally about the prep for the next game. Like you kind of we're worried about them getting too high or too low. I haven't felt it. We get really. Everybody says they're great leadership, right? We have an interesting leadership group because we have a whole bunch of different perspectives and styles. It's interesting for me to watch it because every one of them works at a different time. Okay, guys, thank you.